Hello. It's Prince Easy. And well, let's get to it. Uh, as per the title of the video, conspiracy pictures, right? So we're gonna look at um, conspiracies of these evil people, right? So as of recent, we have seen I don't know what we call them, even breakthroughs, all of these transplants as of recent. What are they doing really? Well, they are pushing everything to its supposed limit when it comes to, I don't know, augmenting or rather trying to overcome shortcomings that a particular individual might have, right? Maybe organ failure, maybe a limb, um, it can be anything, right? Now they are pushing the biology because they have the plan for an alternative, right? An alternative, right? We talked about people becoming property. Remember that? We talked about people becoming property, and through augmentation, you, one way or the other, enslave yourself. And how are they gonna usher in this mass augmentation type situation? Is through those aircrafts and what they are pouring down on the masses, right? People get sick, they think they're going to get cured, and then more damage is issued to them, more permanent damage. So it was just bait and switch type situation that they might find themselves in, and it has happened, right? Right, we see these companies, biology and technology, bio and tech, right? So that's what their goal is, and now they are pushing everything to the limit and basically just setting everything up to fail so as they can usher in this new medical reality, right? As Mr. Elon Musk uh, is doing his second human trial, right, with that computer machine interface, right? So everything is speeding up. So the only thing that you have to to do in order to, I don't know, untangle yourself from this web is not fall for their solutions, because they are the cause of the problems in the first place, right? So here they claim that the cables are vanishing, supposedly. Vanishing. Are you kidding me, bro? More problems. There's a line. There's a line, and people always blow past that line for the sake of security or whatever, right? How did we get here? They created a crisis, right? They created a crisis saying that there's a lot of rape and abuse and misuse, right? So it is quite reasonable for people to install uh, several cameras for evidence and whatnot. But again, it's murky waters, or it's rather a slippery slope, because again, privacy, right? So, talked about the phenomenon last time, the earth is core and whatnot, right? So we are gonna see, we have seen earthquakes, right? We're gonna see now more weather phenomena and stuff like that. And of course, it's gonna be a combined armed type situation, right? One weather phenomenon yields or deals rather more damage because they're gonna attach their weapons to the weather phenomenon, and it will be quite obvious, right? Because the aftermath won't make sense, and that's when you know. The scripture talked about this, right? Babylon will reach such a desperate position or such a desperate place where they'll start to consume each other. They'll start to consume each other for sustenance. Why? Some like to phrase it as, I don't know, sins of the father, right? Sins of the father. They follow the son, right? But the issue is that most don't even want to acknowledge, especially the Gentiles, they do not want to acknowledge that the sins of their fathers follow them, just like it has followed us, right? This privilege, they mistake this privilege for freedom, but it's not. It's not freedom. It's a joke. And people are gonna wake up to that reality, that hard, bitter reality. So, if I remember, it was the foxes, the whales, the owls. You remember that? The owls. And now it's these bears, right? They're destabilizing the ecosystem, basically weaponizing nature, right? They want to build these tiny cities, these tiny prisons surrounded by walls where people are basically forced to become indebted, right? To become indebted and basically become slaves. And they gotta make everything else, or rather alternative lifestyle, non-existent, right? Non-existence. They just want people to live in cities and this and that, and just this is why they're pushing these electric cars. They don't go far really. It's by design, you know. It's by design. Okay, even these vehicle manufacturers, they are adhering to a I don't know, a distance, I don't know, bar, right? That some invisible force has set when it comes to issues of mileage and stuff like that, you know. And it's more obvious in more tiny vehicles, you know, more tiny vehicles, you know. The most of them go like 100 kilometers per charge, you know. So this is what is happening, you know. Like I've said, conspiracies behind pictures. You know. So yeah, those people who think they're gonna not quit Babylon but rather carve up their piece of paradise within Babylon in the forest, yeah, that's not gonna be an option, right? Because taking out the dolphins, I think you heard this case a couple of days ago, right? A lot of dolphins were quote unquote landed, right? And if you take out the dolphins, then the population of the sharks increases. Okay, there are not a lot of creatures that actually attack sharks, but dolphins are one of them, right? So if there's a lot of sharks, a lot of bears, a rodent problem because of the owls, you have taken out the owls. It's a crisis. They're making a crisis. They're systematically and meticulously destroying the world, and people are too blind to see it. But we are not. We are not, right? I even saw this ridiculous case over there in South Africa. Do you know what they're doing, these idiots? They are taking a radioactive isotope, right, and injecting it in the horns of rhinos, right? They're injecting it in the horns of the rhinos. And they say that they have done extensive experimentation and observation to see that this radioactive isotope embedded in the horn of the creature does not affect the, like, don't we know what radiation is? Are you kidding me? right? So all of these quote unquote wildlife programs, we need to be like really, really careful with them. Really, really careful. I'm just saying we should take responsibility of our own stuff. Take responsibility for our own stuff, right? These NGOs, most of them are just tools and basically sabotage type situation, especially those coming in from outside with a very particular intention in mind. Okay, we should have the right to examine that intention deeply and even follow up if they're even executing that intention, right? So as we do not get bamboozled by like these idiots over there. Huh, look at that. Hmm? So we just discovered this. We have pictures and stuff. It could be the perfect home for humans. How about that? Eh? They're just trolling you by now. If you have not woken up, I don't know. Right? So yeah, that's a little information I had to share with you. Yeah. See you or hear you or talk to you when I talk to you. Love you. Easy. Out. Bye.